So, when you're young, and you're healthy, you're at your prime, right? But when you get older, you start to notice that maybe you get tired a little more easily, and you begin to gain weight unexpectedly, and maybe you become depressed and also aren't as active as you used to be. You may think that this is because you're getting older, but have you ever considered the fact that it could be because of your thyroid? So, according to the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases, 5 out of 100 people are affected by Hashimoto's disease. That's nearly 200,000 cases every year. Hashimoto's disease is an autoimmune disease that will change a normal person's life forever, and I believe that it should be educated on. In my speech today, I will talk about what Hashimoto's disease is and how it affects the body, the different kinds of risk factors for Hashimoto's and complications it can cause, and also common treatments for Hashimoto's disease. So let's begin by talking about what Hashimoto's disease is and how it affects our bodies. Hashimoto's disease is an autoimmune disease that attacks the thyroid gland according to the Hormone Health Network. The Hormone Health Network also says that Hashimoto's disease can cause hypothyroidism. Hypothyroidism is where the thyroid gland underproduces the thyroid hormones that the body needs in order to function. And this can also lead to high cholesterol and heart disease, type 1 diabetes, celiac disease, and many other diseases, as stated by the National Institution of Diabetes, Digestive, and Kidney Diseases. After learning what Hashimoto's is and how it affects the body, we can begin to understand different risk factors and even more complications that the disease can cause. Although Hashimoto's disease is fairly common, there are other things that can contribute to your risk of getting Hashimoto's disease. The Mayo Clinic recognizes these factors to be sex, so women are higher at risk of getting Hashimoto's disease than men. Your age, it's most commonly developed between the ages of 40 and 60. Heredity, which is where you are at a higher risk if others in your family also have it. Having another autoimmune disease also increases your risk. And radiation exposure. Excessive levels of exposure increases your chances of developing Hashimoto's disease. If you develop Hashimoto's and you don't treat it, the Mayo Clinic states that you can develop further health problems, such as a goiter, which is an enlarged thyroid, heart problems, and even mental health issues like depression. Birth defects in babies whose mothers have untreated Hashimoto's are also common complications that occur. Now that we have looked at the different kinds of risks and complications that can increase the development of Hashimoto's, I will now talk about how Hashimoto's can be treated. So treatment without hypothyroidism. If you don't have hypothyroidism, a doctor might want you to have frequent monitoring and thyroid functioning tests as recommended by the Hormone Health Network. And then treatment with hypothyroidism. Hypothyroidism is more serious, and the Hormone Health Network states that treatment can include a synthetic hormone medicine to make up for the lack of hormones the thyroid can't produce. There are many things to consider if you believe you are at risk of developing Hashimoto's disease. In this speech, I have walked through some of the important points to know about Hashimoto's disease. First, I explained what Hashimoto's disease is and how it affects the body. Then I discussed some of the most common risk factors for developing it and the kinds of complications it can cause. And lastly, I touched on the kinds of treatments there are for Hashimoto's disease. I hope I was able to help you understand a little more about Hashimoto's disease and the kinds of things you can look for if you think you may be at risk for developing it.